What drew me in was the speed, the adrenaline, still loving it as much as I did back then.
Jessica, long time without meeting each other.
Long time.
Time goes so fast. Before we start our chat, let me pour you a perfectly poured Peroni Nastro Azzurro 0.0%. And this is for you, Jess.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. For you, salute. I remember we met 1 year ago, and we shared some memories about like everything started for you, your passion, and please tell me more about it, because your career is quite rich of different things. But when did it all start?
Honestly, it was never supposed to be what it has become. I had my first go when I was 7 years old. Genuinely nothing more than something that I saw in the distance and begged my dad to let me have a go. And the long and the short of it, here I am, 20 years later, still doing it. So what drew me in was the speed, the adrenaline. I'm very lucky to say that here I am, all these years later, still loving it as much as I did back then.
What are your fondest memory through all this process and long career?
It will always be, and I think it would be hard to top it. So my first weekend with the team last year in Baku, Seb ended up finishing second. And I remember going into the weekend, I was really quite nervous and a bit anxious about meeting with the team and how I'd be received by them all. And I've said it once, I'll say it again, within a very, very short amount of time, I was made to feel as much as part of the family as those that had been there for years. And really I had nothing to worry about. Everyone was amazing, and to finish, you know, already an amazing weekend off with Seb finishing second was amazing. So I think that is going to be extremely hard to top.
Well, but I also know that recently in Miami, you went to the podium with the W Series, which was a remarkable moment, I believe, for your career, right?
Yeah, amazing. It was actually quite close over the line. I wasn't 100% sure until I saw the timing screen halfway around the track. I saw my name was in P3, but then later that day got promoted to P2 because someone got a penalty in front of me. But nevertheless, I was happy with P3, let alone P2. So my first W Series podium experience was a feeling that I won't forget, and one that I'm certainly pushing to feel more often.
But I remember the last year you did it very, very well because you applied your driving skill into the perfect pour. Do you remember?
I forgot the process, actually.
Well, it's like driving, so 45 degrees angle.
Is that 45-ish?
Yes, perfect. Start to pour, braking point, get up, and there's a perfect. Oh, with this you're gonna qualify. Look at this.
Is that a pole position?
This is a pole position.
Cheers.
Yes. Salute. Grazie. Well, but also know that you always apply your passion to different stages of the career, because I remember that you started in the racing, then out of nowhere you became one of the best stunt driver ever. Because I know that you've been able to adapt and do big changes and always been successful, right?
Essentially, I had to stop racing because I had no funding or backing, which led me down the stunt driving route. And I had an opportunity for audition for a show called Fast and Furious Live. And I went to this audition. I'd never done stunt driving or anything like that before. So I went to this audition. They'd flown quite a few people in from all across the world. And I probably started off as one of the worst. But by the end of the couple of days, I was probably one of the best. I think that it was my rate of progression that got me the job. Everybody was telling me, don't take this job, you know, you're just about to crack the racing. And I thought to myself, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish the season, let alone the following year. It's going to be another step up, another bigger budget. So I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the job. I'm going to leave racing. It was the most amazing thing that I've ever done, the most incredible experience, one that I'll look back on forever. Here I am again, probably because of W Series. They've given me an opportunity to race on the Formula 1 package, which obviously I would never have the opportunity without them. So it's just strange how I've had a roundabout route, but I think it just shows that you have to follow your heart, and there's no substitute for hard work, really.
Yes, of course, being an ambassador requires to be a role model, which you are, of course, and you always promote diversities, and of course you would like to, you mentioned me last time that you would like to be involved more into the younger driver who wants to do a career and perhaps be one of their coach, right?
So the barriers that I've faced in my career, whether they've been gender or other things related, I would really like to help maybe the younger generation make their route slightly easier. And if I can help in that in any way and help mentor or coach the younger generation, because I still mechanic in karting sometimes, still on weekends off, mechanic and coach karting, although I haven't been in a while because I've been really busy. I really, really enjoy it. If I can play any part, I hope to make the route slightly easier for the next younger generation. I think the motorsport is difficult to make it, whether you're male or female. I do think that maybe, despite a great CV at a younger age, it was maybe more difficult to be taken seriously as a female, but with all the steps that we've made in the last few years, and I think that the route now in general is easier, but I think that there's people like myself and the other female drivers have unintentionally, but now looking back, it's great, made that route maybe a little bit easier, because there's been so many things recently about female drivers, and there's a big push to find young, talented females that are going to make it to Formula One. So yeah, I think that being a female in motorsport now is a good thing.